Hi, this is Brock with Straight Line Delivery, and welcome to a 10-part series. This is part number 1 in a 10-part series about hotshot trucking. You probably heard me say before, you can put $150,000 in your pocket a year, and yes, that's true. We have 11 years experience in hotshot trucking. We've been in business since 2011. We've got a deep customer base, and between hotshot and flatbed trucking, we've built up a clientele over the years that knows us for not only full flatbed freight, but specialty trucking, which is the hotshot industry. And that's something that we're going to get into, and we're going to go over in this video series exactly how you can get started. The number one thing I want to make sure that a person does is get prepared for what they can realistically expect getting into this industry, what they're going to have to do so that they can kind of price what they're going to have to buy, what they're going to need, and how long it may take, and kind of put a timeline together. So I'd like to start by explaining some of the things we're going to go over and why some of the guys that work for me do work for me, and their reasoning, and that can maybe help you give it a little bit of get a little bit of perspective, I guess, on why people do what they do. So this is going to be a 10-part series. We're going to go over your goals. I've had so many people call me over the years that have goals that are absolutely unattainable in this industry. They don't understand how it works. There's a timeline, there's equipment needs, there's days that you have to work and days that aren't as profitable, weeks and months. I'll go into all of that in the future videos. I'll also go into what it's like to lease onto a company as opposed to starting your own trucking company. There are a lot of pros and cons to each one, and you may not be in a category you think you are. So you want to watch that video in the future to see exactly what it is you should be doing, what's going to be best for you and your family. I'll go over my personal experience on starting my own company and how we lease trucks onto us so they can get started and be profitable right away. We'll also go over hotshot versus semi. So there's 48-foot, 53-foot flatbed semis, the traditional giant semi truck you see driving down the road, and then there's the 40-foot flatbed hotshots. That is the smallest size that we now run, is the 40-foot flatbed hotshot, which requires a Class A CDL, just like a semi. If they both worked Monday through Friday, they'll pocket about the same amount of money, just differences in where they can go and how big their operating range can be. A lot of freight out there in different places for a 48-foot flatbed, because that's what freight is designed to be. Not as much with a hotshot. It's more of a specialty piece of freight carrying equipment. So we'll go over the differences in that. I'll also tell you, in my 11 years, what's been my experience with the best hotshot truck on the market. And I'll tell you what I think you should buy and what all my guys run, and the experiences we've had with those. I also want to cover why you are doing this. Why do you want to drive a truck? Why do you want to drive a hotshot? And we're going to go over that and explain why some of the guys I see doing it are doing it, and see if you fit into one of those categories or maybe something differently. You know, there's a big difference between a guy who is semi-retired and he just wants to make a few extra bucks, and a guy who's got a kid going to college. He's got one in braces and he's paying off a mortgage, and a guy who just wants to work 3 years and take $300,000 cash to, you know, some island and live the rest of his life on that. Three very different goals and mindsets, and three different ways to run your trucks as well. And all you need to have before you get started. So everything that you physically need to do or possess before you get started and get out on the road. So I hope you'll join me for the rest of the series. If you haven't already, like this video and then subscribe to this so you don't miss any rest of the series. I've been making videos for years. There's tons of maintenance videos and other videos that I think will help you. So if you subscribe to the channel, you can kind of peruse through those and see what you like. But this 10-part series will help you if you've never done this for yourself, if you've never even been in trucking. It will help you understand what it is you're getting into, the how, when, where, and why, and how everything works, according to me anyway. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.